right, everybody, welcome back to Nifty Dimensions. I am Rizzo, your host as usual. So we have one of my close friends here, a 2D and 3D artist, animator, and film producer. One of my great friends. Please welcome to the show, Christopher Vellrath. What's up, Chris? How's it going, man?
Hey, Len. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm really happy to have you on. I know we've been meaning to get you on here. Everybody watching, Chris is one of the co-founders with me and Freeman for Nifty Dimensions. He is one of the only people that have been there from the very birth of the name. He was on the phone while me and Freeman were hanging out, and we all came up with this stuff together. Very cool. But I won't go into too much, Chris. Why don't you let the viewers at home, why don't you tell them a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So before, I guess my first creative forays were into traditional arts, mainly sketching. Ever since I was a kid, I've been sketching, and it wasn't before long. My dad worked for a big company, and he had access to computers, and I would mess around with those a little bit as well, and see their very rudimentary drawing programs. And so I always kind of leaned more towards pencil on paper, brush against canvas, but I always had an interest, which grew over time as computers advanced, with digital creations and kind of exploring that realm, seeing what others could do, then having a go at it myself. We're talking pretty old school, Apple Classic 2s, right? Black and white, very basic stuff, but that kind of, not much has changed. They had raster programs back then, and they had vector programs, and that's
Right.
what it's all about, pixels and numbers, man. So been
Yeah.
playing with it from there. I kind of started exploring some animation. Eventually wound up in Philly for 6 years, going to school for animation and film.
Nice.
Full time. That was a while ago as well, and have been kind of messing around various projects in that, but really kind of in recent years have really shifted gears more towards film production, but all the time had those tool sets of graphic design, fine arts, and 2D and 3D computer generated stuff. And all of it sort of meshes and gels in one way or the other, depending on what the project calls for.
I remember some amazing animation work you did for one of the commercials for the Free Your Mind conference. You've been doing some great work for a long time, and everybody watching, why Chris is on right now. The exciting part of all this is Chris just minted his first NFT ever. His Genesis piece is on Foundation, and it's extremely very clean, mystical, and crispy, if you will. Really awesome piece. I want it. I don't know what you're asking for it yet. I got to look into it more. But while Chris and I are talking about this, you guys will be seeing the 3D artwork. So Chris not only minted his first NFT, so you can click on it and move it around and all. So I just wanted to put that out there, everybody. Like, the celebration is one of the members of Nifty Dimensions, Mr. Chris Vellrath here, putting out his first NFT. I'm proud and excited because I'm the one, I reached out to him a while ago. I'm the one who sent him the invite. So I feel like probably just excited, maybe even more excited than he is about it. But I'm stoked about it, guys, just watching. So I hope everybody clicks the links below. Go check it out. We're putting this out the day before the piece drops for sale, which will be the 21st of September 2021. But we'll be putting the show out. This episode will air on the 20th. So Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I just wanted to let everybody know early on in the episode what was going on and why this is, why this is monumental right now.
I'm really thankful for the shout out there and the love. And I don't think I could have done it without the whole crew, yourself in particular, over at Nifty Dimensions, and just kind of helping guiding me through the process. As I said, I've been doing this sort of work for a long time, but actually translating ideas and design and animation into the NFT world is certainly an interesting and new step for me. And really, I'm seeing some very cool things develop just since we first started checking this stuff out, such as these 3D dynamic interactive models.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. And am thankful that I with your help, but that I was kind of able to rack my head around those technicalities of translate. I mean, it's not that complicated, but wrap my head around those technicalities that involve getting, a wire mesh 3D design into actually into the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the nuances that are involved in that, what it actually looks like, what you see in your program that's developing the actual art versus what's able to be displayed and what's actually sold. Because there's a little bit that's, I wouldn't say lost in translation, but I guess maybe transmuted might be a more appropriate word.
Right.
A bit different, but cool stuff, man. It's cool to finally have a NFT minted, and it's cool to see what others are doing as well.
Definitely. Well, you're pioneering some areas, whether you realize it or not. Like I'm a little envious because I've been minting NFTs since like March or April, and I've never done a 3D one. I bet you a lot of people watching, even artists that have minted, not everybody's gotten around to that yet. So it's definitely new and exciting. I remember when Foundation sent out that email, we were on the phone that same day, like, oh my God, like, check this out. So yeah, it's really cool. And there's a lot of mystical things that have happened within this whole thing. Just Nifty Dimensions getting started was all based on work that was mystical work that was made in the past that was thought to be just there sitting on a shelf, and it's now the energy and the movement behind everything in Nifty Dimensions is like the natural synchronistic flow. When you try too hard, for some reason, Freeman and I noticed everything we tried to do, especially me with the show, everything I try to do, if I try too hard, it doesn't work right. And when I just let it flow and let the natural energy of it flow, it really seems to work. And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up, man, because I really, the story of how we met is kind of important as far as the mystical side and how all these things have come around full circle. There were some interesting aspects as far as how we became friends and how this has all turned out, especially because your NFT is very mysterious and looks like something you would find buried in a tomb or a pyramid from like 5,000 years ago. So care to let the people know how we met, or do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I can certainly relate to that, doing the try hard thing and falling on your face, having been in the trenches of freelance and all sorts of other projects. Sometimes things just come together, and that's definitely the way that we met. And yeah, about I'm not even going to say how many years ago. Definitely well over a decade now at this point in time.
It was a while.
Yeah. We were both going, as you mentioned earlier, to the Free Your Mind conference, and that was the original.
Yep.
And boy, did we have a crew with us that day. Just kind of an idea, and it was right there. The Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania is located right catty corner, adjacent to City Hall, right there in Center City, Philadelphia. And we got a crew together, and we wanted to explore. It was kind of loosey goosey, but we all met there at the entrance. Yourself was there.
Yep.
You were there. Freeman was there. Mark Passio, Michael Falsetta, just like, a list of some very well researched and well learned individuals who, have gone on and done some really great work since then.
Yeah.
Man, they had no idea what was about to hit them inside that lodge, as far as your average tour group goes.
Right. That was a crazy day.
Yeah. So, we were hitting them from all sides and coming in from different angles with questions that they had no idea how to answer. Like, I guess normally they'd get some, perhaps a brother or so, they're asking a certain question about a symbol. Oh, well, what's that mean? And this like, presenting them with paragraphs like, okay, we see you've got this obscure thing going on over there, that going on over there, and these things all coalesce to create this. What was it trying to say at this angle? Just like totally blowing this poor tour guide's head, who had to call on his brothers to, like, kind of keep an eye on us and make sure. I don't know what was going on, but amazing time. We went through each room. It's actually a very beautiful lodge and rife with all sorts of symbolism. Every corner you look at, every nook and cranny is just packed to the gills with it.
Yeah, it's my favorite lodge that I've
Okay.
ever been to. It's gorgeous. I mean, all all like personal beliefs. Not that either of us have any weird beliefs towards that situation, but all personal beliefs of like the mysteries and the occult and all aside, it is one of the most beautiful buildings. It is the most beautiful building in Philadelphia I've ever been in personally. The gold room and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the architecture definitely harkens back to more refined days. It's a lot more interesting than a glass cube that
Mm-hmm.
you so often see nowadays. But inside's a whole nother story.
Right.
Um, so we met in the gift shop there,
Right.
and
Right.
just kind of
Yep.
poked around, seeing what I could buy, any memorabilia or keepsakes.
Yep.
And, we struck up a conversation there. We were definitely both interested in the mysticism, arcane thoughts, and you know, uh, hit it off right there, and
Totally.
kind of started, exploring. Well, what are you doing here, and what am I doing here? And we all came with the group, and we were just there as a very, you know, a very eclectic team of researchers, kind of
Oh yeah.
invading their space and making them a little bit uncomfortable on an energetic level, probably. But hey,
It
guess
was
what?
yeah. Dude, that
Uh,
was funny as hell. Sneaking into like the thrones and taking pictures and like there were all sorts of funny. I hope I could find more of them. Because that shit was funny as hell, man. Like those were some good times. Yeah, we're definitely two noobs as far as the initiates into the mysteries go. A little more seasoned now, if you will. Um, but definitely still still open. I would never pretend to know everything. I just am one of those humans that thoroughly enjoy researching and looking into things, especially the mysteries, the occult, things that most some people are afraid to look at. I always enjoy looking at both the dark and the light side of things.